Hey everyone, this is Gordon Briley from Fit My Life Personal Training Center in Traverse City. Today I wanted to go over a calorie deficit and kind of what that means. What I'm going to teach today is kind of the big picture. There are some variables that affect this, but in general it's a good learning tool to learn exactly what a calorie deficit is. Or a calorie surplus if you're looking to gain weight. A deficit is to lose weight, and a calorie surplus is when you want to gain weight, which may sound crazy to a lot of people, but when trying to build quality muscle, sometimes that's what you do. You want to be in a calorie surplus. So for this demonstration, what I want to do is use an average. So it's going to be for a 150-pound female. So for this female, a BMR is about 1,300 calories. So what BMR is, it stands for basal metabolic rate. So this, what it means is what your body burns or utilizes when it's at complete rest. So this 150-pound female, and this is an approximation, will burn about 1,300 calories while doing nothing. If you just laid in bed all day, that's what your body uses just to keep itself alive. So that's a great definition to know and what it actually means in the whole scale of this. So BMR, 1,300 calories for, that's an approximation, but we're going to go with that for now. So for this person, it probably takes about 2,000 calories to maintain this 150 pounds. So we're going to use this to show how to create a deficit. So if you go back to this BMR, that's 1,300 calories, and then we can assume that about 700 calories are being used, are what would be used during daily activity and stuff like that. That's why you maintain that weight, so 2,000. So one of the important things to know is there's 3,500 calories and 1 pound of fat. So in order to create a calorie deficit, we need to come up with this 3,500 calories either through diet or exercise. And that's what I want to show, is kind of explain how that works. So using this 150-pound female, I'm going to go through an average week and kind of show how this works. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, since we want to create a calorie deficit, we're going to eat. This is one way to do it. We're going to eat 2,000 calories. And we're going to be super consistent with eating, and that's through your tracking. You'll know what you're eating, and that's why it's important to track your calories. So we know on Monday we ate approximately 2,000 calories. Now, because we want to create a deficit, what we do is either you diet or you exercise. Because we want to be healthy, we exercise. And say we burn 500 calories, now that's 500 minus the 2,000, we're now at 1,500 calories, which is a negative 500. You've created a 500 calorie deficit through exercise. So, if we're ultra consistent and we exercise every single day, all 7 days we exercise and burn that 500 calories. If we take this 1,500 calories and created 500, well, we can assume at the end of the week, we should have created this calorie deficit of about 3,500 calories. And as we learned earlier, there is 3,500 calories and 1 pound of fat. So we should have lost, by this deficit, we should have lost approximately a pound of fat. So, okay, well that's great. Now, what we want to do, we're not really satisfied with losing 1 pound of fat. We're going to get a little bit greedy, and we're going to go for 2 pounds in 1 week. So what we're going to do, we need to create a larger deficit. So on Monday, we're going to eat 1,500 calories. Tuesday, 1,500 calories. Wednesday, and so on. Because we're in a competition and we're being ultra consistent to gain all of our points. Okay, so now 1,500 calories every single day. Now we were ultra consistent because we also exercise every single day. Now, at the end of each day, we are at net 1,000 calories with a deficit of 1,000 calories. Now, consistency makes a big difference because now we've created a deficit in calories of 7,000. So with 3,500 calories, 1 pound of fat, now we should have lost approximately 2 pounds of fat. I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is I want you to kind of understand how this number is affected through diet. So say you ended up with 1,000 calorie net at the end of the day. So that's what you have to maintenance your body, to work with, stuff like that. When you try to create a deficit that's so large, so say you ate 1,200 calories like so many people try, okay, and then we exercise on top of that, now all of a sudden, we're at 700 calories. This is just in general, 700 calories to maintenance our body and take care of itself. Now that, as we saw earlier, 700 calories isn't even enough to sustain daily just living. That's a problem. So what happens is when you do this chronically, you eat so low calories and you're exercising on top of it, you think you're doing something really great. It's awesome that you were that active and making that effort, but you've created such a large deficit that this number will start to shrink. So say, you do it for a week, and all of a sudden this becomes 1,200 calories. You do it for a month, that may shrink down 800 calories. So how do you create a good deficit when you're only burning 800 calories, and then you take your activity level, you're to 1,200 calories? This is that number when you hear people talk about, oh, your body starts to slow down and conserve energy. That's where that happens. You're messing with your BMR, and really the only good way to reset that BMR, because you do metabolic damage when messing with too little calories. And that's one of the main reasons in this contest, the Survive the Seasons Challenge, that we want you to track your calories, is because you may not have even known that you were under eating. And knowing that you're getting enough food and you're providing energy and nutrients and all the important stuff that food offers, now you know that you've created a deficit, and that's where these apps come in, because all they do is make an equation for you. They determine by the information that you give it, your weight, age, all that good stuff, activity level, they determine this number for you. So if you say you want to lose 2 pounds a week, that's what it does. It'll take 7,000 calories out of your diet. So that's why it works. If you don't know, you don't know. And if you can't be aware of what your food, then chances are you're not doing it right. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was how inconsistency, this is really important. This really can open your eyes to why you may have not really lost weight even though you're really trying hard. So let me just set an example. We're going to take the same person, 150-pound female. We know it takes about 2,000 calories to just stay the same. Same weight, same everything, 2,000 calories. So Monday, we start off on a great track. We want to lose a pound a week. We exercise. We burn 500 calories. We net ourselves 1,500. That's a 500 calorie deficit for that day. Tuesday, awesome. Same thing. Pretty simple so far. Okay, Wednesday comes. Someone brings food into work, and you decide that's a great idea. Well, I'm going to have some pizza. And all of a sudden, you ate 3,000 calories for that day. You didn't eat it probably in that meal, but eating pizza, it's easy to rack up 1,500 calories. So, what happened? I ate 3,000 calories throughout that whole day. I'm a positive 1,000. I now, there is no deficit. I now wiped out that 1,000 calories that I had created earlier in the week. So, kind of ashamed of myself. My team captain, Team Briley, he yelled at me, told me not to eat certain things like nachos. So we got back on track. 500 calories. Okay, back to net, 1,500. Next day, all right, we're kicking butt. We're back to that. We now have between these 2 days, we're back to 1,000 calorie deficit. Saturday, same thing. We're back on track. 1,500 calories, and that's also what our deficit is so far for the week. Sunday comes, Lions game, they're in the playoffs. Okay, I know that doesn't happen often, but we have beers and we eat a ton of food, and now we ate 3,000 calories for the day. So we're negative, we're plus 1,000 calories for that day. Guess what? We wiped out that progress. We're now at a negative 500 calories for that entire week, only by having 2 days that were kind of off days. So guess what? For the week, negative 500 calories. If it takes 3,500 calories, 3,500 calories to equal 1 pound of fat, that takes 7 weeks. 7 weeks to lose 1 pound of fat. Now it's easy to see where consistency adds up to that number real fast, and you create that calorie deficit, boom, just like that. Now we have a few bad days. Well, it shows in your results. So that's why this challenge works so well. That's why we've had huge success with it, because consistency is king. And if you're not being consistent, you're wiping out that progress that you made earlier. So for now, there are variables like I talked about, sugar, which I demonstrated in the Pudge project by eating sugar, because what that was all about, say mine was, we'll just say mine's 2,000, it's more like 3,500, but mine was 2,000 calories. I actually ate while doing the Pudge project. Even though it only took my body 2,000 calories to maintain, I ate 2,000 calories. And I exercised. So what happened was, because I ate so much sugar and so much processed food, I still gained weight. Even though these numbers say that I should have lost weight, because sugar's effect on the body is so bad, and it causes issues with insulin, which tells the body to store fat. That's where the problem is. That's the variable that affects this. So getting rid of that processed food is another reason that we're seeing a result. And that's the reason that I gained so much weight and am miserable. That's changed. I'm back to eating good foods, creating a calorie deficit, even though my deficit is totally different. I have more muscle mass than, 150 pound female, barely. But I do have more, so I burn a different amount of calories. That's why every single person, the individual, is different. And that's why we can't all do a 1,200 calorie diet. Doesn't make sense. So I hope this made sense, and this is just a beginning. So now you can ask questions, and we can all kind of figure out what's going to work for us. I'm going to post some stuff about calorie calculators that you can use online, and that can help you figure out these equations. And same with MyFitnessPal, stuff like that. That's what helps you do this. So good luck, everyone.